Guys, we're back here with our fails for the week that was in WWE with Kevin and Jimmy and Anthony. And who's going to start? Me? Sure, why not? And this is an odd fail, but I'm going to say right here my fail is that Lana lost to Asuka. Not because Lana could totally beat Asuka. Asuka could murder Lana. That's not it. The opportunity for new stories going forward if Lana had beaten Asuka in some way, and there's always some chance for shenanigans. When Nia and Shayna came out at the end of the match, the first thing I wondered was why didn't they come out and cost Lana the title? Or cost Asuka the title, and then they can beat Lana, and one of them can be champion, and they can fight over that. There's a million opportunities going forward. I want new stories, new matchups, and new things to happen on the season premiere of Raw, especially. And none of that happened last night. And we got same old with Lana, as well as same old her going through a table. For what reason? None. That's my favorite.
Yeah. No, I kind of agree with that because, again, when Lana did win the match to earn this title opportunity, we said, "Oh, there's something different. I didn't see that coming. Yeah. What a nice surprise!" So let's see how we capitalize on this and how it moves forward. And it was, for lack of a better term, disappointing. It kind of fell flat. So, yeah, I agree.
Last week, Anthony, you mentioned the fact that it was nice to see Natalya kind of in a little bit of a featured spot on Raw when the fact she almost won the Battle Royal for the #1 contendership. And you think about how Natty is definitely one of the more seasoned workers in the women's division in WWE, and her and Lana certainly could have had her and Asuka, pardon me, certainly could have had an outstanding match. Instead, it was just squash for Lana. Over. Done. And then nothing happened after that. So it seems like there definitely was a missed opportunity for something new, to your point, Nug, to happen on Raw in that women's title match.
That's funny. I actually I looked at it the opposite way where sometimes just someone's going to get squashed. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, back in the golden era, there's squash matches every week on TV. And Asuka doesn't need to be elevated by any means. She's already Asuka. But if you push too hard with regards to making somebody that has, very unrealistic offense and you just try to make a competitive match, you're actually doing some damage to the believability of the match. So sometimes the squash is okay. If Lana had any sustained offense on Asuka, I'd be like, oh, this is ridiculous. Asuka would snap her in half in a minute. And sometimes, I believe the expression is sometimes it bees like that.
Yeah, sometimes it bees like that. You're absolutely right. Jimmy, your fail. What bees your fail?
Okay. I have a question here, and I don't want to go on too much of a rant here. See what I did there?
Of course you do.
Who am I supposed to cheer for? The opening segment of Raw last night, you had Retribution come in and kind of interrupt The Fiend and Alexa Bliss, and he did his magic disappearing act. And then all of a sudden the Hurt Business comes out. And when I'm seeing the Hurt Business versus Retribution, again, who am I supposed to cheer for? Who are the defined good guys? Who are the defined? I get it. People love sometimes areas of gray. It doesn't work, though. This business from day one has been predicated against good versus evil. Here's your good guy. Here's your bad guy. This is the guy I want to see win and beat this evil, no good doer. And I get that everybody can't be the same. You can't have your same cookie cutter good guys and your cookie cutter bad guys. There has to be different levels and different presentations and different. Not everybody can be Steve Austin, guys. Not everybody. It's just that it's too confusing, and this era of, hey, it doesn't matter if they're good guys and bad guys as long as they face each other. I don't like that. I'd rather see defined. Pick a side.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're going to go there, because sometimes when you watch a movie, you're like, okay, this must be the good guy or the protagonist, because it's kind of movie started with him, and then you realize, oh, this guy's actually the bad guy, and a little twist. So hopefully it's that kind of part of the movie where they're just letting you figure out who the good guy and bad guy is, and they're going to get somewhere with it. Because if it stays like this, absolutely, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's super weird to me too, because if there was an inkling of wanting to cheer for Mustafa Ali and his quest to kind of right the ship that is wronged, and you're like, I could kind of get behind this guy, and then they just get beat up, and you're like, I don't know if I like this guy too much anymore. And then you have the Hurt Business who says, yeah, the guy that feels wronged, we're going to beat him up. And you're like, so wait, I don't like the guy who's getting beat up. I don't like the guys who are doing the beating up. And then I don't know if I'm supposed to like the guy who does a disappearing act. Yeah, Jimmy, I can definitely see your point for sure.
It's easy for me because I don't like anybody.
Well, really quickly,
especially Retribution.
Really quickly here too, and to further my point, it's kind of like on Instagram this morning. My old friend MVP there puts out a message and says, "We're not good guys. We're not bad guys. We're the Hurt Business." So he just
that doesn't help.
I think people are going to start liking the Hurt Business.
It'll happen soon if you keep putting them up against Retribution. Retribution's leaving a sour taste in everybody's mouths, and you're just going to end up being liked.
I'm just feeling sorry
for a web genius or something. He's a hacker.
Yeah, there was a hacker on SmackDown 6 months ago, and it was like his big reveal was that he cost Sonya Deville, and like he caused that problem to happen between Sonya Deville and Mandy. That was the hacker's big thing. So if your big thing is that you're messing around in people's relationships, you're no better than GTV was back in the day. I don't know why this reveal. I guess that's to make sense. They're all wronged in some way. All of these people in Retribution feel wronged, and they want their message heard loud and clear while they're wearing masks, and we don't know who they are.
Yeah, the only guy I do feel sorry for is the one guy from Retribution. I can't tell if it's Ken Dryden or Tony Esposito. But,
he got rocked last night at the beginning of that match and was just rope-a-dope for a while, so I felt bad.
I don't know about you, but if I punch a guy in one of those masks, maybe my hand would hurt.
Maybe if we don't know who they are, take their mask off when you have an opportunity.
Oh.
I'm crazy that way.
I don't think you can do that. You're not allowed. That's
I know. Kevin, we've got your fail.
Yeah. So mine will kind of piggyback off the Lana Asuka scenario where afterwards Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler came down for a 4-way tag match where nothing seemed to happen. And one of the things that really bothered me most was one of my favorite teams in WWE was the Iconics. Really big fan of Peyton Royce, and all of a sudden they split them up, and then just a few weeks later, here we are on Raw, and Peyton Royce seems to have a new partner in Lacey Evans. Why were the Iconics split up? Why are they not together anymore if Peyton Royce is just going to be back into tag team action? This seems like it's a good opportunity for a great women's tag team spot. And I think that the WWE is struggling with good competitors, finding good competitors for Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And the Iconics were a great tag team. They're already set in place as being funny and charismatic for sure. But now all of a sudden they're gone, and you have this new team that I don't know if I buy it. And the fact that you could have had, like Nug said, I love the point. Why didn't they come and cost Asuka her title? Shayna Baszler is an immediate threat to Asuka and should be a single star in that company for sure. That's my fail.
Yeah, Shayna and Asuka has to happen, man. I got to see that.
The other thing that really blew my mind was they put all these random teams together for this match last night. Like, it's a random match out of nowhere for the titles or not for the titles. And Peyton Royce was just in a tag team, which got split up, and now she's back in a tag team with Lacey Evans. Like, why? None of that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't want to touch that match with her because there was so much nonsense going on.
Yeah, and again, going back to the split up of the Iconics, I mean, it looked like they were going their separate ways to be singles superstars, and now, oh wow, we're just going to put her back with Lacey Evans for
yet another reason. No explanation.
No explanation given, none needed, I guess.
Yeah, I guess none needed. Anthony, you've got a fail that needs some explanation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the draft happens, and I like the possibility of different matchups, guys you haven't seen interact in a long time, and then Sheamus wrestled Kofi.
Yeah, who they wrestled all the time on SmackDown, so now they're
and I'm just like, well, come on, man. That just makes the draft kind of meaningless. Let's see guys mix it up, like guys on Raw versus guys on SmackDown. And anyway, I didn't want to see guys from the same shows wrestle again.
Wow, we all have something to say here.
Yeah, I know, no kidding.
So I was going to say they did it once on Raw with Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles, and I was like, that was a cool match. But then it was like Kofi and Sheamus, and it was like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, they're really good at this, but I mean, I also thought they were really good at this the 14 other times that I've seen this match already. So yeah, you're right, Anthony. I think I'm ready for something else. Okay, Nug and Jimmy, you guys can chime in now.
I'm done with, like, for me, just throw everybody's name in a bag, 3 strike style from Price is Right, and draw names out of a bag and have those be the matches. I'd rather see what happens from that. I'd rather see guys not on television get on TV and have a match. I'd rather see Sheamus fight somebody like Mojo Rawley if he's still on Raw, because that would be a new match. Not because I think Mojo has a shot, or let Mojo have a shot. Why not? Change it up. Have Sheamus get mad about that. There are so many superstars that could be on television and could have a match on television, and they're backstage not doing anything, eating catering. That's it.
I hear that, and you can add this same fail to a certain segment on SmackDown this past Friday night when Daniel Bryan was out there giving his speech, cutting this promo. Out comes Seth Rollins, and I thought to myself, okay, here we go. This is a nice matchup. This I can get behind this eventual rivalry, and then Rey Mysterio and Dominic come out, and I get it. They have an issue with Seth Rollins. That's not the point. The point is, we saw this rivalry on Raw, and all it did was just shift over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to make a shift to another segment here on Aftermath for the YouTubes. What were your fails for the week? Let us know on Twitter by tagging Jimmy Corderas and telling him, because I don't want to know. But Jimmy does for sure. But check us out. We're going to preview Hell in a Cell, all 3 matches that have been announced for Hell in a Cell, in our next segment here on the YouTubes.